Hello, beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen. Ali Mehdaoui here with a brand new installment of ME Show, and you know I love it when we are in the ME studios, and I got a rock star, a superstar, an amazing superhero. She's a mom, she's an entrepreneur, she's a visionary, she is everything you would desire in a business partner, in a colleague. She's a manifestation queen. She is the host of The Game, which will be the focus of our conversation today, and I'm going to do a whole lot of what I can so I can get you those free consultations without you having to put that money in the bank, if you already know what I mean. Now, do me a favor. As always, I ask of you, do not touch your phone if you are driving, but make sure that you stick around all the way to the end, because you know we always have freebies and giveaways, and I am super fired up and excited with the one and only Maria Deleon. And yes, she's Jersey, baby. We're in the building. How you doing, sis?
Hello there. Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
And that's why I love hanging out with you. There's such a splash of positivity from the get-go.
You already know. The only thing is missing the champagne, but I promise you the next episode, we're going to have some sparkles in here. All right, let's get, because I want to get as much content and value from you as possible. The question that everybody's going to have in their mind, he said earlier, the host of The Game. Can we please just dive into this extraordinary concept that I know you talked to me about it about 3 years ago, and I never really got to immerse myself. So just like the listener and or the viewer, I got the first experience of what is The Game.
So The Game is a transformational workshop. I think the most playful part about it is the actual name.
That's the thing, because most of the time when you hear The Game, and I love how you put in an analogy earlier, and I'll tell you the context. When we hear the concept, The Game, we're like, okay, is this something serious? Like I hear transformation, but it's a game. But earlier you said when the brain doesn't know the difference with what's real and what's fake, and it's like when you play Monopoly, it doesn't matter how crappy of a day you are having, you're negotiating and you're buying in the millions of dollars and you're enjoying that emotion, right? So give us an understanding of The Game. Like what is the experience like?
So the experience starts when the team is formed. So the team is formed way before the actual workshop takes place. And the host creates this beautiful space, call it energetic, call it, an online space where everybody comes together.
And so this is online?
This is, there's offline and online.
Got it.
Both formats exist. But before the game takes place, and I mean in person or online, the big day, the day of the workshop, you have to do a little bit of a homework.
Okay.
There's the tone set, the mood. You have to figure out what is it that you want to work on, right? Your deepest desires come out, but also most importantly, you focus on your goals, on your resources, the tangible things, the money, the love, the relationships, the job, the move, things that have been bothering you.
The intimacy.
The intimacy, well, whatever that is.
Fellas, I know your pain. I know what you're going through. I'm going to get to it. Trust me. We're going to get to it as well.
We're here to help.
Yeah.
Essentially, you show up prepared, right? Intentional. You set your intention in the morning. We always wear light colors to make sure our vibrational frequencies are up and running.
I have to put a pause on that. Talk to me about colors and vibration. What is that?
The lighter the color, the higher the vibrational frequency is.
Wow, I never knew that.
Just like when you look at a person's aura, right? It could be dark and gloomy.
It's like funerals versus
weddings,
a wedding,
baptism, etc. Yes.
Interesting.
So
I never thought about it.
Our ancestors knew what they were doing all along. Their rituals exist for a reason.
How far back are we going here?
We can go back as far as you and I were born, or a little bit further, or beforehand.
So it is that in depth as far as the philosophy of it. And I know I asked you earlier when I was downstairs. Is this like a divine connection, or is this a systematic approach with studies, or a little bit of both?
I want to say both, but I will lead with systematic approach. Okay. This is not a magic pill.
It's not a feel-good
This is not a meditation session when you I'm going to manifest $1 million and it's going to show up at my door tomorrow. No. It is coaching background throughout the entire workshop.
Okay.
Because if you know anything about coaching, what is it about? Coaching is about work. Internal work on yourself, where you know where you're going, and sometimes you just need help getting there. You need to understand what is the next step. if you break your journey into baby steps, right? If you're trying to climb a ladder, you can go on the next step and the next and the next. But if you look at the roof without the ladder, you're like, how am I going to get there? There's no way. I cannot go to the 5th floor, correct? But if somebody says, hey, I'm going to put a ladder for you and I'm going to give you comfortable shoes and all you have to do is just go step by step, you're the one who's doing the work. But if you can get that guidance and additional tools at your disposal, you will get to the roof much faster. And that's what the workshop is all about. It's a transformational workshop because it's meant to shake you inside to the core where you have no choice but to change and start walking towards the direction of your dreams.
I raise my case, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just throw the mic. Don't even drop it because that was so deep. All right, let's talk about the tools, if you will, because you've mentioned systems and you mentioned it's a practical element. What are some of the tools that the individual gets, whether it's the homework part or during the actual session? Because from what I understand, it's sometimes 6 to 9 hours.
Yes, it's 6 to 9 hours. So depending on the amount of people that are playing. So if the group is small, if it's 4 to 5 people, it's 5 to 6 hours. If we have up to 7 to 8 people, which is an absolute maximum because we do play and participate in the workshop in small intimate groups where you can truly open up and you can test your ideas in a simulation format, right? This is a real life simulation workshop. That's what it's all about, where you can get to test your ideas. And it is important to talk about the tools. The work starts beforehand, where the coaching approach of the host allows you to truly think deeply about your intention and where you want to be in life a year from now, 5 years from now. The team approach, the team coaching approach is implemented throughout the workshop where you get to play in a group. You get to act as a team where you have your own goals, you have your own ideas, but just like in real life, guess what? You cannot accomplish things in life if you're by yourself. Everything is surrounded
100%.
with other people. We live in a society, and whether or not you're like, I'm going to do it myself, unfortunately, other people will always be involved. So the team approach is there. The biodynamics are there. The scientific dive into how your brain is perceiving information. No matter what you think, you're right. You think you cannot, you cannot.
You're right.
You think you can, you can't. You don't need to know how. You just need to know where you want to go and why is it so important for you to get there. If you know your why, the direction will appear, the path will appear, and the tools, most importantly, will be there as well.
I love that. I remember, I don't remember who I'm paraphrasing, but somebody who said, just put the address in the GPS. Even if you go to wrong turn, the GPS does what? Recalculating it, and we're right back to the right track. So I love that. From the little bit that I'm gathering so far, I heard many times, and I wrote it a couple of times and circled it. You talk a lot about intentions. Depends on your intentions. It all comes down to your intentions beforehand, and those intentional desires that you have. What does it look like to be intentional? Because I know words mean things for different individuals, but how do you coach me about identifying and really focusing on my intentions? Because there are a lot of things that I would like to do, but is it by priority? Is it by passion? Like, how do you identify the intention or coach the individual to focus in on it?
I love that question because identifying the true intention is really what the host does on a down low without you noticing. And when the workshop ends, within a week, you receive a 1 hour individualized, very personable audio feedback from the host directly to you based on how you performed throughout the workshop, what was noted, and the true desires and things that came from under the water. You're going to be so busy playing and having so much fun and maybe sweating sometimes from pressure of, wanting to get to your goals as fast as possible, that you're going to act exactly how you are in real life. You're not going to have time to fake it, to be somebody you're not. And the host's job is to pay attention
to those
and put those pieces together and then present it to you in a digestible, step-by-step instructional way so you know what that letter looks like to you. Let's say you come to me and you say, Maria, I would love to have $1 million. I'm going to ask you why. What do you need it for? You're like, well, I just want to be rich. That's not a true intention.
All right. That's a surface, right?
It's a surface. Yeah. We need to dig deep down. You're not going to arrive to your destination if you don't have a true intention and you don't know your true why. Is it because you want free time to be with your kids? Now your why is getting very solid. You can and I'm getting goosebumps again. You visualize your kids. You're like, this is my true why. I need to stop, working 9 to 5 because I want to spend more time with them. I want to travel the world with them. Now it's solidified. Now we can work towards that $1 million in a very different way. If you say, I want to find a partner. I can't find the person who I love, or I want to get married, or I want a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Again, why? What purpose is that? Do you want to create a family, right? Do you just want to, travel to Ibiza and have a good time with a good-looking girl next to you? Or is it because your next-door neighbor got engaged and now you're feeling jealous? Like, is it really what you want? I've had people that come and say, I want a family, and they walk away saying, oh, please, I don't want any children right now.
It was just the programming of
what I really want is become a badass, coach in my field, and they walking away fired up, understanding exactly what they want from life. Because you can have it all. But what do you want first?
I watched a CEO cry during a board game last week. And no, this wasn't some weird corporate retreat gone wrong. This was the most incredible business transformation I've ever witnessed. It's called The Ultimate Business Game, a full-day strategic simulation that literally diagnoses what's broken in your business and fixes it through gameplay. Cards, dice, strategy boards, the whole thing. But watching these high-level executives have genuine breakthrough moments, insane. I saw department heads finally understand each other. C-suite leaders have massive aha moments, and misaligned teams suddenly click into place. The crazy part? It all happens in one day. One day. And they don't just walk away feeling good. They have actual actionable roadmaps for transforming their businesses. Real strategic clarity, leadership accountability, team cohesion. If you're tired of workshops that don't actually change anything, this might be exactly what you need. Your breakthrough literally starts here.
I love that. Let's dive into one big full sentence that we hear all over social media. And, since the world sold the documentary The Secret, they talk about it, but they have no freaking idea what it actually is. Vibrational frequency. Can you please dig a little bit into that vibration and that concept overall? What, again, from your perspective as the host of the game, how do you approach it?
I wrote a workshop on public speaking, and the first slide is what is vibrational frequency.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Again, I don't like tools that are magic pill. Like, I'm going to spin 3 times around and clap my hands and things will happen. To me, it has to be tangible. It has to be practical. However, I will 100% use the universal truths that are out there and things that are working. Vibrational frequency is your energy level, right? Everything is made out of energy. If you studied physics in 4th grade, I don't know in America when physics start, but in Russia it's 4th grade.
Same here in Morocco.
They teach you that everything is made out of energy, right? They break it down, talking about molecules, etc. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everything is made out of energy. Not just our bodies, but physical items. Mm-hmm. That's why they do things with microwave, and they say, hey, if you put things in a microwave, the energy changes. Like the plant dies.
Which ends up changing the nutritional factors themselves because of the actual frequency and the vibration.
But even our thoughts and our intentions also have a vibrational frequency. So you can look at it from a color perspective. You can color it if you understand better like that. But also, there are many books, Power and Force, one of them. It identifies by number, starting from 40 all the way to 810. And it says which emotion you're at and what's your lifestyle and worldview and God view on each vibrational frequency. But again, it's where you are energetically. What you put in your body, whether it's liquids or solids, what you put in your mind, whether you're watching the news or you're watching educational videos, where you're thinking for yourself or you're just listening to what other people tell you to do, all of it is changing your vibrational frequency. They even say when you start cursing too much, your vibrational frequency drops. Have you ever felt like exhausted when you're hanging out with that friend
wrong
from high
person?
School?
Yep.
And he's like, yo, let's remember the 11th grade or whatever, and then you start cursing because that's what you did back then, and all of a sudden you just feel exhausted. Or when you're talking to people that drain your energy, right? They're lowering it.
Mm-hmm.
So being mindful.
Vampires.
It's a true thing. Being mindful of the input will determine the output. And output is important, not just for you, what you can attract into your life, but also how can you positively affect all around you.
Yeah, I feel that wholeheartedly, and in from a business sense usually, and I think you would agree with me. I personally teach, like, a lot of people say, well, I don't have people to talk to, or I don't know how to build a business, and it's usually not that. It's the inside job. So let's talk a little bit about that internal change in order to create that sense of personal responsibility. And I think you broke it down as such. A lot of times that we start looking at the outside and we justify, I'm late because the car, broke down. No, you're late because for the last 2 years that you had check engine and you did not take responsibility, it led to that very same moment for so long, right? So talk to us about internal change and personal responsibility.
This is why, and I'm repeating myself, but this is why I love coaching, because coaching is always focused on you as the master of your universe, the client, client is always okay.
Yeah.
This is what we say at Erickson. Client is always okay. Because if client is allowing certain situations in life, he's okay with it. If the client doesn't want to advance, she's okay with it at the moment. That's where she needs to be. So whatever the outcome is, the client is always okay. And coaching is all about thinking forward and how can I change my future personally, right? It's not mentoring where solutions are given. It's not psychology or psychiatric sessions where you dwell on the past or maybe, rely on medication to age yourself. This is purely that you get to shape your world. And that is such a powerful stand to take. And it is such a powerful place to be. Imagine if you can wake up in the morning and put a red cape on or whatever color of your,
you pick whatever superhero you want.
My husband is forcing me to watch the Marvel movies.
You got to, they're fun.
We'll never catch up. We'll never catch up. Imagine if you can put that cape on and you look at the mirror, and I teach my children that before the competition. Do I think my child is the best and she's going to get the first place? No, because I know she's slacking off. She's not practicing every day. But am I going to tell her, you're going to look in the mirror and you say, I am the winner. I will rock it on stage and I will, do my absolute best. And guess what? She does. Because if you can envision it, if you can put yourself mentally in the winning position, you will end up there. You know why? Because your brain, if you give your brain a problem, it will either create a solution or will try to protect you and prevent you from doing it. So if you go into the doing mode, if you start moving your behind or any body parts really, if you just move in, if you're acting, solutions will come, opportunities will come, the right people will get attracted to you. So when I talk about energy levels, you've seen, there's scientific, so many scientific experiments. When you click the metal ball and
it goes back in the same force,
the same hertz, level of hertz. Go on YouTube, go on,
seriously, just
call your scientist friend, like whichever way. But it's all I'm saying is these are scientific facts.
Yeah.
If you align yourself with a higher frequency, you will attract higher frequency people. You will attract higher frequency paycheck. You will attract higher frequency partner.
Yeah, absolutely.
And situations. So why not put yourself in a winning position?
And I would tell you, even from a religious standpoint, even Jesus Christ himself would let, like, if you want it, just ask and you shall receive. He even said many times, if you have faith as little as a speck, you can move mountains. That is the same exact teaching, so scientific, scripture, and everyday life. Like, how many times you and I, we think about, like, crap, this school bus always holds me up in this very same light. And like, there's a school bus. Change your mindset, change your frequency. And one key word that I love that you mentioned earlier is allowing. We don't allow things to come to us. And what I mean by that, there's, the other day, there's traffic, like, beginning to end from where we are all the way to the other side, about a mile long traffic, and I caught myself like, oh God, I can't believe this. But you know what happened? there was a Lamborghini on fire in the Exxon in Eatontown, like fully blown and like caught on fire. That could have been me. I could have been in there, but the fact that my brain couldn't allow the idea that universe or higher power or God was protecting me from such, like it is just that, and the more we want it, the more we desire it, but then more importantly, like you've mentioned, the more you allow it, the more greatness happens. The tickets, the delays, whatever, you got to allow it. It's part of the process, right?
1000%. If you trust the process, and trust me, guys, I've been on a journey in life, and I can assure you, I was not always here, but I've gotten here. When you truly trust the process, it is amazing how things unfold, because nothing in life, absolutely nothing in life happens to hurt you or to punish you. If you're writing your own history and you vibrating your own environment, everything that happens to you is just getting you to the next thing and the next thing. And sometimes next thing is stepping back. That's the thing. Again, as long as you're moving, the path will appear. And the path is never from point A to point B. I wish it was. It is zigzags. Is it upside down?
And it's designed that way too. It's not like, oh, whoa me. Like, it's supposed to be all crazy and up and down. Otherwise, life would be weird. Like, we're supposed to have this moment of happiness. I think you can't be happy without problems.
Obstacles. Yeah.
You solve them, right? Like, it's like playing a video game of life. Like, every time I struggle with that one stage of the video, but when you ultimately pass that stage, the blissful endorphins, happy dopamines that you experience, and I think life is just that.
Funny you mentioned video games.
Talk to me about the game.
I don't play video games, but I do, like a couple of apps on the phone.
The game of life.
Game of life. And and by the way, the game is a patented product in the United States.
Go.
It's the only transformational workshop that is patented in this country.
Wow.
So if you guys never experienced it, there are multiple different hosts that speak multiple languages that you can sign up. And I'm sure Ali will post where to find us.
Yes, all over the description, exactly.
How to find us and how to find out more. I'm one of the hosts, but we have amazing individuals that can really take you on a journey.
You got my ears perked up. I want to start being a host myself. Like, this is good. This is my element. This is my world. I love hearing everything that you're telling me.
Have you ever looked at your life and thought, there has to be more than this? Maybe everything looks fine on the outside, but inside you feel stuck, like you going through motions, disconnected from your purpose, from your energy, maybe even yourself. If that resonates with you, you are not alone, and you are not broken. You are just at the turning point. This is why I'm excited to bring to you this practical workshop, a transformational experience for people who are ready to reset, refocus, and rise into the next version of themselves. It's a one-day immersive experience built on neuroscience, emotional intelligence, and practical tools that help you shift your mindset and move forward with clarity and confidence. In a small, safe, and confidential group, you'll choose the area of your life you want to transform: relationships, career or business, health and energy, finances, or your deeper purpose. You'll identify what's been holding you back, and together we rewire the thoughts, the beliefs, and habits that no longer serve you. This is a real work, but it's deeply rewarding. It's not a lecture, it's not therapy, it's a breakthrough experience designed to create lasting change. You won't do it alone. I am Maria Deleon, transformational coach, motivational speaker, and a business owner. I've helped leaders, creatives, and everyday people break past their limits and reconnect with who they're meant to be. If you are feeling the pull, trust it. This is your invitation. DM me at @thegamemariadeleon or email me at Bamboo Consulting, or comment to reserve your space and ask your questions. You are not too late. You're not too far behind. You're exactly where you need to be.
Okay, the world we live in is full of abundance, but we have a lot of people who operate and walk around like victims. Talk to me about the victim versus the master of their own body, their own circumstance, their own bank account, their own everything. First of all, how do you address that? Like slap people out of it with some positivity, or how do I get out of my victim mindset and get into my master mindset?
Well, as a Russian, slap it.
Let's
It
go.
really was my childhood. There is this French scientific journalist. His name is Bernard Werber, and he wrote Imperia of Ants. But he says that as structured as they are, humans are not designed in society after ants. We're designed after rats. And in the rat culture, there's always the aggressor and the victim. So if you remove the victim, another victim appears. But if you move an aggressor, one of the victims can become the aggressor and take that spot. Because it's just
the natural element,
it's a natural way of being.
Yeah.
Somebody's always a victim and somebody's always the oppressor. I prefer to look at world positively. You don't have to be oppressor. You can be the master of your universe, and you can still be on top of the hill doing positive change. However, if you believe you're a victim, sure, you're a victim.
Right.
Nobody's here is going to tell you otherwise. There are people that nothing is ever right with them. Traffic is always, traffic sucks, and it's a cop's fault that he got a speeding ticket. How dare the cop, do his job? Like that's my favorite. I mean, it's just everything is too expensive and the government is not right, but they never do anything about fixing things.
Yeah.
If you got a speeding ticket, well, maybe you should slow down. If you don't like the government, well, okay, become an activist or go vote,
Or run for office in your own town and make a difference.
If the citizen, you don't even have to be a citizen to run for office. Yeah. So do something to affect change. And in my line of work, I do wines and spirits forever and ever. I
love how she does wines and spirits, and then she does spiritual work with individuals. It's like
it's all connected. 1,000%. There's no one around the other. In wines and spirits, if there's something is happening, the question is like, what did you do to prevent it from happening? Were you proactive enough to prevent it from happening? The same in real life. If you own your life, you will make sure that you're okay, that your children are okay, that your family is okay. If you don't like your career, you change. If you don't know how to change, you seek guidance. If you don't know where to seek guidance, you do your research. I mean, there's ChatGPT now. You don't even have to think for yourself anymore. Just ask the
30
questions.
seconds, you got to answer. Yeah. That's phenomenal, and I love that. Please watch this again and again and again. And when you're not driving, take some notes, and make sure you check out all and everything that is in that copy, from the social media links to the clickable items as well. Hey, before we go into the next few segments, I just want to let everybody know, for engaging with this very same video, for following any and all social media accounts that you're seeing, just for being a follower and engaging with the websites and all the clickable items, as soon as Maria lets us know, we're going to send you a 2-night, 3-day vacation, all-inclusive to Mexico. That goes for food, that goes for beverage, and that goes for lodging. 2 nights, 3 days, all-inclusive to Mexico. Obviously, you are responsible for your taxes and resort fees, but we will comp the trip for you. It's on average between $900 to $1,500, but that gets comped to you, so you just cover your taxes like $140 grand total, and you can go whenever you want. So that is as a token of we love what you are doing, and we want to make sure to see it flourish. So we're going to plant them seeds of vacation everywhere. So get involved, be part of the conversation, and start your journey with the game with your host, Maria Deleon herself. All right, let's get into the what people perceive as reality. What you and I are seeing right now isn't reality, is what we accepted it to be. You have this teaching and this ideology that you can help somebody shape their reality.
100%.
Talk to me about it.
100%. I've been there myself, where I felt stuck in life, in relationship, at work, in finances. Actually been in financial hole twice. I was homeless for a full year. I lived in a garage. Nobody at work knew. I was just faking it, while I was doing it. But things needed to happen to me in order for me to take my life seriously, and in order for me to take charge. I sought help. I sought guidance of people and private investors. And for your industry, it could be something different, I hired a coach the moment I got laid off from work. And all those steps brought me exactly to where I am today. If you don't know what to do, ask for help. If you don't know who to ask for referral. Shaping your own reality is hard. So use the tools available at hand. When I got first introduced to the game, I saw
4
it.
years ago, right?
It was 2019. It was 6 years.
6 years. Wow, time flies.
I was just getting out of a
I'm just glad we
relationship.
don't age. We stay looking like the same.
I saw the advertisement and I didn't know what it's about, but I always go with my gut feeling, and my gut feeling was like this. So I knew the person who created this workshop, and I said, hey, I don't know why I need to participate, but I would like to. She goes, you'll know exactly why once you get here. And sure enough, when I got there and she asked me the very first question, I understood that the transformation had begun. In the end of that year, I took that workshop again just to see how far I advanced, because we were working as a team and playing for a full year. We were simulating real life situations.
In that one session?
In one session. Wow. It was an all-day thing. I remember it was New York City on a rooftop with beautiful views, and it was very long. It was very tiring towards the end. We were hungry, but we were exhausted in a good way. When you've done almost like a year full of work, a full year, and I knew exactly what to do next.
Just think about that. Just first and foremost, pause for a second.
Insane.
When you hear a full year worth of transformation has been initiated and worked on in 6 to 9 hours, in a day, if you will, that is fascinating to me. I've been through many workshops, conventions, the Tony Robbins 6 days. I've done it all. But to hear 6 to 9 hours to create your transformation for a whole year, that is absolutely fascinating and intriguing as well, might I add.
I bet you will even walk away with a few pounds less, because it's a lot of work. When your brain is working hard, you burn calories. You truly burn calories.
Yeah,
in the end of that year, when I took the workshop again, I showed up a different person. And when I took it with the same person, with the same host.
Would you say because the intentions were a little different?
I had new goals. I achieved all the goals that I set for the year, and I wanted more. I wanted to see what else I got, and it was exciting. Now I felt not just intentional. I felt like it was a gamble, and I'm like, ooh, what else? Now I was wishing big. Now I was
the actual game.
100%. And when I walked in and she saw me and she felt my energy, that smile on her face, she saw it. And she gave me a feedback, obviously, that 1 hour feedback later. She highlighted a few things, which was enough for me. With she gave me like a couple of exercises to do, and I did them again. Even the homework you receive after, it's on you to do it or not to do it. No one's going to check after you. If you're ready to shape your reality, this is for you. If you are still, on the brinks of deciding whether or not you're the master of your universe, or whether or not you want to form your own universe, then that's also okay not to know what you want just yet. Everyone is at a different stage in life, but we all go through the same steps of development, but everybody's journey is different. Whether you like it or not, you will go through the same steps in your lifetime. But your journey will, of course, look different.
Absolutely.
The order of it will look different.
I love that. Now, there are different types of the game for, there's for entrepreneurs, there's for couples. Tell us a little bit more about, the best ones, at least, or the top that you have been part of and experienced.
Of course. The most popular game, and of course, is a personal one where you come and you play for your own goals.
Which is a good starting point, I think.
This is a great starting point. This is something I would highly recommend to start with. When you don't know where to start, you can come in and you can shape your mindset, and you can figure out which direction in life you want to go. And identifying this one thing that, if fixed, if corrected at the end of that time period, and that will change your life tremendously, that's the pain point we want to work on with you. That's the intensity we want to help you set and help you get there. If you have that intention loud and clear, and you see exactly, wow, if this happens, I will be there. I will be the happiest person ever. This is what we go for. And we always say, think outside the box. Don't plan small. You can do that at home. Plan big and see what the workshop will show you as far as what's tangible and what's not. Wonderful things happen, and magical in the most practical way possible. There's also a game for couples. Now, this is for people that are ready to do some serious work with their partner. And oftentimes we see one partner is ready to go and the other one is like,
little resistance.
what game?
Yeah.
Why do I have to come? Do I have to participate?
Yeah.
And even those skeptics get involved pretty big and pretty quickly because it's very intimate, very, very intimate setup. It's helpful to play with another couple because we don't have a mirror in life. We always given partners or friends or people to mirror us back. We see ourselves through other people. So when a couple plays with another couple, you start seeing similarities and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I noticed they're going through this right now. This is us. Or I noticed they're going through this. We overcame this last year. Yeah. We can help them.
Gives you a little bit of context and comfort as well. And I kind of understand the way you're breaking it down for couples specifically. Specifically, I think most couples, at least, you ever gone to a double date and everybody's behaving on their best behavior, and damn well, once we get in the car, like, I didn't like how you did that, and I did not like the food. And why did you tip her so much?
That is the best scenario,
right?
As long as they were not saying that at the table.
Exactly, yeah. So I think it's a great way to create a sense of comfort and relatability to the person that you hope to be, or the things that you're trying to overcome. The last piece that I think, and you've mentioned the word skeptic or skepticism. You got to be open-minded, like I think anything in life that is worth something great, you got to be open-minded to it. I think whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's first date, whatever it is, you got to be open-minded. I understand why there could be skepticism because of the nuances and because of the desire of big things and how many times humanity has been disappointed, like.
You know what it is? And it's also that promise of the magic pill. People are skeptical because it's like, take this pill and you're going to lose 300 pounds, Read this book and all your problems will go away. It doesn't work like this.
Brush your teeth with charcoal and everything will become white and cavities are gone.
There is no magic pill, guys. I'm sorry. There isn't one. There is work. Yeah. And if you structure it correctly, you will go through life with joy and intention, and you will enjoy the work that you're putting into yourself. You are your biggest project. You are with yourself forever and ever in this lifetime and until the next lifetime or whatever you guys believe in, right? So invest in yourself. And I always spend my lunch money on books ever from as long as I remember, back in middle school, like that's where my money went, books, because I was like, I can buy whatever I want. Mm-hmm. That's knowledge for me. But my favorite part about skeptics that come to any variation of the game is that I get to help them open their mind. If they showed up, I've never had anybody like get up and walk away. I've heard some stories, by the way. I've heard stories that it did happen.
Just get up and feel uncomfortable.
Some people are just not uncomfortable. They just straight out don't want to do what the instruction is, and they just don't want to participate. And we know those type of people in real life too. My favorite part is to open people's minds, because if I can expand it at least this much, if I can create that crack, so the bright light shines through, you will never undo it. You will never be the same. You will walk away and it will start brewing inside, and it will continue. That crack will continue growing until the shell breaks and you're like, wow, okay, I like it here. Yeah. And now what's next?
That is dope. For those who are watching, still connecting with us, what is your message to the average individual or whomever is ready to take that first step? Because again, many times we're like, should I not? Would I not? And I think it's going to come back to being intentional, like make the intentional and just, I love you said earlier, I just started saying more yes and welcoming and accepting to whatever the invitation that comes to life. What is your invitation to the person who's listening and watching?
Self-love. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask, do I love myself enough to grow through discomfort to arrive on the other side? Do I love myself enough to accept and to be able to see opportunities around me that are not just daily, that are every hour of the day surrounded us through people, through conversations, through messages, through books, through podcasts? And do I love myself enough to give myself grace to walk in baby steps and not try to, jump on the roof in one day and then feel like I failed because I couldn't, right? So if you can ask those 3 questions to yourself and the answer is yes, there's hope. If the answer is like, well, I have all these other things to do, and that's okay. Sometimes we lose ourselves by helping others, and we lose ourselves by truly emerging into the everyday society where our happiness and our health, mental and physical, and our intentions are not prioritized. But guess what? Ali is here, probably spreading positivity every day of the week.
There's people who think that I'm annoying because of how positive I am. Like, that is on you, bro, because I'm not turning this thing off. I am happy, happy, happy.
Same here. It does annoy some people, you know, but our positivity is energy that we just want to share with the world. We want to spread it around, because if there's more happy people around, guess what? The world is a better place. There's enough negativity. There is enough violence. All we can do is pray, spread love, teach a better way of being, and it's on you to accept it or not. Nothing is forced. Everything is flow. I trust the process 100%. Even the fact that I'm here today, thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. This was fun.
Always for a reason. Maybe one of you is listening and one of you will be like, I needed to hear this today. And that message is for you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, an exclusive right here at the ME Studios. The ME Show is super, super excited and proud to partner up with Maria in so many different elements, so many different areas. I learned to just accept the invitation. So I'm saying yes to whatever the future is going to have, not only with you, Maria, personally, not only with the game, not only with many and all different endeavors that are happening. She travels the whole country and the world. I know you have a trip coming up in Kazakhstan as well, where you're going to be expanding on all things the game. I appreciate you. I'm excited to collaborate with you. And ladies and gentlemen, please, as long as you're not driving, go to that description, click on all the links, follow, like, subscribe to all things that Maria is providing to you. It is extremely valuable. And you can feel the vibe. You can feel the addictive happiness and the addictive, she even had a meeting earlier for her own business. And I was like, yeah, it's such a badass. I love it. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm super, super excited, and I appreciate you for listening. Huge shout out and kudos to our Chief Technology Officer from behind the scene, making us look good, Tanya Tanika. A huge kudos to Claudia Maritza for making sure that we are always floating the proper way and operationally doing well. And for the editing team, for our Chief Strategy Officer, Dr. Katrina Ferguson, keeping us focused and afloat. And for you, the listener and the viewer, until next time, hey, Maria, tell them peace out, everybody. Peace.
I watched a CEO cry during a board game last week. And no, this wasn't some weird corporate retreat gone wrong. This was the most incredible business transformation I've ever witnessed. It's called the Ultimate Business Game, a full-day strategic simulation that literally diagnoses what's broken in your business and fixes it through gameplay. Cards, dice, strategy boards, the whole thing. But watching these high-level executives have genuine breakthrough moments, insane. I saw department heads finally understand each other. C-suite leaders have massive aha moments, and misaligned teams suddenly click into place. The crazy part? It all happens in one day. One day. And they don't just walk away feeling good. They have actual actionable roadmaps for transforming their businesses. Real strategic clarity, leadership accountability, team cohesion. If you're tired of workshops that don't actually change anything, this might be exactly what you need. Your breakthrough literally starts here.